the first time since we've spun this wheel, we finally don't have to spin it before a match. But I have a feeling we're going to win both matches today because both games are winnable. So should we spin it again just for fun, just so you guys can see it get spun in this video, and you know, we at least fit the quota of getting the wheel into an episode. So run the intro. That's right, the miracle happened in the last episode where we beat Aston Villa 3-0 with 2 goals from Alexander Isak and 1 goal from Ryan Fraser, who's proving to be one hell of a player right now. Today we've got bottom of the league Wolves and Brentford, 2 very winnable games before facing Chelsea and Arsenal. So if we can win both of the games today, especially when we're in this good position here, we're only, 4 points away, really, 5 points away from the European spot. So if we get 6 points today, you know, with people dropping points here and there around us, we should boost ourselves back up before possible eventual losses to Chelsea and Arsenal. So the question is, what team are we going to be taking to bottom of the league? Wolves. Right, so here is the team we're going to be taking to Wolves. It is Pope in goal, Trippier, Sharp, Botman and Target at the back, Longstaff, Willock and Joel Linton in that midfield, with Fraser on the right, St Maximin on the left and Isak up top. Now, although we got the win using this formation, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to use it again. We're going to resort back to kind of, for the first time in a while, a formation we actually know and have been training for. So I'm hoping this works, because this is what initially got us the first few wins of the season. It's just we've changed it up a that little bit. We've gone to a tiki-taka rather than vertical tiki-taka, because I feel like I understand that a little bit more. So rather than going up the pitch, we're going to go from side to side. We've got the width, we've got everything in our favour to make that work. So let's see if it works. Right, so here we go. We're here at Wolves. We had a very good result against Aston Villa, who are below us in the league, although we did go above them with the victory. And I think we can do this here. The Wolves only have 4 points this season, so we kind of need the win, really, for us to be successful this season. As Isak's going through, it's into St Maximin on this left-hand side. St Maximin, he crosses the ball in to Ryan Fraser, who gets the goal, and that's Ryan Fraser's 4th goal of the season. It was put into the comments of the last video where Ryan Fraser has been player of the season. He really has been player of the season. I had no interest in starting Ryan Fraser this season, but ever since that Man City game where he scored 2 goals, he scored 4 since that Man City game. So he's really coming into his own at the moment. And that's a very tidy finish as well. It's a lovely cross by St Maximin and a very tidy finish indeed by Ryan Fraser. Cannot complain whatsoever as Neto crosses the ball in, but we're trying to get it out. And I think we do get it out, and it's out to St Maximin, who's on the right-hand side this time. He's had to switch sides because of the corner. He's still travelling. He crosses the ball in into Joel Linton, who, the former striker, striking that ball, but it does go slightly wide. But those are 2 very good opportunities for us early in this first half. If we can get another goal and use the momentum that we have in this match already, that would be huge. As Trippier's gone on a massive run there on that right-hand side, but we're not going to use him. And Alexander Isak, Joel Linton making up for his miss a second ago by assisting Alexander Isak. We're 2-0 up, and we're starting off very, very well in this matchup. We have got this team down to a T, it feels like. And Alexander Isak just going through, gets it on his right foot, slots it into the bottom left-hand corner, and it's Newcastle 2, Wolves 0, very early on in this first half. In the first 17 minutes, we have, and there's 4 different people getting involved with all the goals as well. So, as you can see here, with all of our match ratings are really high in the 4 that have been involved with the goals so far. As we manage to get the ball back again, it's into Longstaff, into Willock, who gets it into Ryan Fraser, the man in form currently. Ryan Fraser, down on this right-hand side, it puts it into Willock. It's gone back to Willock, into Ryan Fraser again, into Trippier, but it's just wide. And that's what we like to see. We've got Trippier attacking down that right-hand side, doing the overlap with Ryan Fraser. And then on that left-hand side, we don't have Target pushing as further forward as we do Trippier. And then we have Alan Saint-Maximin go more forward than Ryan Fraser, and it's working out really nicely. We've started off this game really, really well, and if we carry on, we ain't spinning that wheel for the second game in the row. It feels like an absolute miracle, doesn't it? Right, so we're into the second half now, and all I want is kind of to have the same thing going on as we did in the last half. I've told Trippier to go for the overlap with Ryan Fraser. I'm going to try a few things on that right-hand side to try and get that right-hand side more deadly than it already is, as we're building up quite nicely here, and Target lays it off, but as you can tell, Target holds back that little bit more than Trippier. When we get the ball, Trippier is bombing up that right hand side, but if you watch, Target is not doing it as much. As Ryan Fraser there, he's got the ball, he puts it back into Willock, and there's the overlap there. Kieran Trippier, Alexander Isak, and it's in the back of the net. That was a lovely, lovely goal, very, very quick. Ryan Fraser managed to get it, and you see Trippier bombing down that right hand side. Willock with a lovely ball over the top. Trippier puts it into Isak, who slots it in. This team is playing very, very well right now, and it's going so smoothly, and it's lovely to see. They've got a corner here, and it's been headed away, but Ruben Neves tries to get it back in, and Target, I think he should have let that go, really. That was almost poor defensive awareness, and it cost us the goal there. It's a lovely goal by Pedro Neto. I am not taking that away whatsoever. It was a lovely, lovely finish by Pedro Neto, but Target there should have just let the ball go, and we wouldn't have had to worry about Pedro Neto. But Pedro Neto was putting a lot of space, given a lot of time to strike that ball, and it's gone into the back of the net. It's Newcastle 3, Wolves 1. I should be nervous that they're going to mount a comeback, but I'm really not. I feel quite confident with this team. This team works really well with one another as well. I'm not feeling that pressure, but if they score here, I will feel that pressure. As I don't know who that was, Ryan Fraser with an awful tackle. Target manages to head it clear into Traore, and Shaw manages to kick it away. That Diego Costa's now on the pitch. That was a warning sign if I've ever seen one. And we've got to think here, Ryan Fraser, although he's playing really, really well, he is knackered. So we're going to change him up for Almiron, who we're going to put as an inverted winger on that right-hand side. Elsewhere on the pitch, we're kind of looking at Willock. Although Willock's played really, really well, we're kind of looking at him. We're going to swap him and Joel Linton and Elliot Anderson. So we're going to have Joel Linton doing that playmaking that little bit more. And although we've got a lot of changes we can make, I'm not too concerned with making a lot of changes. I just want to refresh the personnel on the pitch. And that's about it. I don't want to make too many changes and really disrupt what this side's already doing. As Longstaff's got it, it's into Trippier. Trippier crosses it in, and Elliot Anderson with a lovely strike there, but it doesn't go into the back of the net. But that's why we brought him on. That burst of energy, that youthfulness in him. Should help us out. I might make a few more changes. I've got to rest a few players. Manculio can come on to this right hand side. Joel Linton's getting a little bit tired now. So what we are going to do is we're going to bring on Jacob Murphy. We're going to swap him and Almiron around. Almiron's now going to play in that centre midfield. We're going to resort back to a winger. And Almiron's going to go into that deep line playmaker sort of role. And I don't really want to take Isak off just in case he gets the hat trick. So what I am thinking is maybe putting Richie on the pitch now, who is left-footed, so we'll have him as a winger in the attack role. But yeah, we're playing really, really well. We've made a few changes, and we've just refreshed that personnel. Going into the final few minutes now, it should finish Newcastle 3, Wolves 1, and there we go. There we have it. 2 wins on the bounce. And that's what we wanted to see. We didn't really feel that under pressure in this match. We very much controlled this game from the off. And if we can do that in the next game against Brentford, we stand ourselves in good stead because we're currently in the 11th spot. And if we win the next game, we've got a chance of getting up to this 6th and 7th spot, exactly where Arsenal is, who are one of our next opponents. So we've got a chance, guys. Right, this isn't good. Sean Longstaff has an injury and has a hamstring strain, so he'll be out for the next 3 weeks. Bruno Guimaraes is out as well. I forgot to mention that before the last game. So that's 2 of our essential midfielders. Sean Longstaff, who's been in good form as of late, if you look at his form, 2 matches in a row where he's been in very good form, but he hasn't really let us down. Consistently hasn't really let us down recently. and he's out. He's gone. We're running out of players in this midfield block, and I don't really know what to do. So that's going to be very interesting for this Brentford game. Right, so here's the team we're going to be taking to Brentford. It's the exact same as last time, but instead we have the returning John Joe Shelby in this defensive midfielder spot rather than Sean Longstaff or Bruno Guimaraes because they're both injured. But apart from that, everything else is the exact same. The plan's the exact same. And basically, if you look at the calendar, in 3 days' time we have Chelsea. So what we're going to try and do is have a very, very good first half, take all the big boys off, and then we can rest them up ready for that Chelsea game. So, but it's all about this first 45 minutes. Everything is on it. No pressure for any of the lads, really. They've only just got to basically win the first half like 3-0. Right, so here we go. We've started things off, and there is a corner already for Brentford, and it's over the bar. Thank God for that. That was an early warning, and I don't really like that. They're currently sitting in 15th. We're in 10th currently, but if we win, we do go up to 8th before we play Chelsea and Arsenal. So, you know, I think we'll be put in a really, really nice position if we get the win here. But I've put everything on the first 45 minutes, and nothing is happening in the first 45 minutes. That is not good, because these guys are going to be knackered. There's another corner now into Ben Mee. We've managed to get it away, and somehow managed to get it away. And the problem is, I'm kind of wanting to demand more here, because we're not doing anything with or without the ball. We are not doing anything with it. Both the times it has been a set piece highlight. As they're going down this right hand side, if we get the ball, we can usher up a great counter-attack. Mbeumo, and it's in the back of the net, and we're losing to Brentford. Of course we're losing to Brentford. You know, these guys who absolutely battered Wolves, dominated the entire game, have turned up to Brentford and they've forgotten how to play football. Genuinely forgotten how to play football. Pope may as well just not be a goalkeeper with a save like that. That's embarrassing. I've just demanded more of the team, and they've proven to be an absolute disappointment. As, quite frankly, they have been terrible. I'm going to tell them they've been terrible. Because that was not a good first half. I put everything on it. In my head, I was like, let's have a really good first half and then I can take the boys off. Instead, we're in a battle here. And a big one at that. As Trippier makes the mistake, it's into Pope. Pope manages to make the save. But it's, again, it's just mistakes by the lads. I know we're missing Sean Longstaff and Bruno Guimaraes in that defensive midfielder spot. I know we are, but come on, lads. This is an embarrassment right now. We are not in this game whatsoever, despite the match momentum saying that we are not in this match. And I don't know who to take off here. What we might do is actually go a bit more positive for about 10 minutes. Try and get things going forwards. It's not really working, and we've got 20 minutes left, and Trippier is coming off the pitch. He's been an absolute embarrassment to the team, and we're not in a good way right now. John Joe Shelby is absolutely knackered. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring Almiron on, and we're going to bring Almiron in this attacking midfielder spot. We're going to have him. I was going to have him as like a trequartista, to be honest with you. I'm going to see if that works, because I did kind of want him as a trequartista. That should be able to work. I'm going to see if it does in that sort of role. A bit attacking, but a bit more playmakery still. And we're kind of going to see whether that works. We're going to bring those two on. And I don't really know who else we can bring on, really. Without disrupting too much of this team. So we're going to change that up. We're going to encourage the lads, and we're going to see whether they do anything and pull anything off. As nothing's really going down, we're already working the ball into the box. If I have a look at where our shots are... Wait a minute. Why is that restarted? I did not click the button. I paused the game, and it just randomly restarted. I do not appreciate that whatsoever. We're having a good lot of shots, and we've wasted about 10 minutes of time here, so we're going to have to make a few more substitutions. Ryan Fraser might have to come off of this pitch for Jacob Murphy. I don't really want that to happen, but it might have to, unfortunately. Although, actually, what we are going to do is we're going to have Chris Wood on the pitch. We're going to have Chris Wood as our target forward on the pitch. Almiron on this right-hand side as an inverted winger on attack. what we might do is put these fullbacks on attack as well. Joel Linton can more be our defensive playmaker. And then we can have our ball-winning midfielder in Willock, maybe. I'm trying to make something work here. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Looking at the rest of the team, the only person we could maybe take off is Joel Linton. Maybe that could maybe work. I don't really know, to be honest. Let's just go with this for the final few minutes. We haven't yet made the substitutions. That has not happened yet. They have not gone through. Botman makes a mistake. Damsgaard is into Pope, and Pope makes the save. This is not good, especially if this doesn't result in a highlight for us. Willock's got it. It's into St. Maximin, back into Botman, into Willock again. Willock over the top, into St. Maximin. He's going to try and get it into Alexander Isak. It's in the back of the net. Is it onside? If it's onside, this is incredible. But he could have been offside there. I don't really know. It's being VAR checked. It's disallowed. That could be what makes us spin the wheel again, is that disallowed goal. It is fraction. It is marginal. It is marginal to the point where I can't even make out as a player whether that's on or offside. We're encouraging the lads for the final few minutes, but it's going to finish 1-0, and we've got a punishment for our game against Chelsea. I really felt like we could do something there, and none of our players showed up. None of our big names, all of the names that have been so good, underperformed. They didn't perform on the big stage when we needed them most, and we lose that game, and we're back down to 14th again, and we're about to have a punishment against the big team that we were already going to struggle against. And the big thing there as well, I want to draw your attention, we have not drawn this season. We've either won or lost the entire season. We haven't drawn once. We're going to have to spin the wheel. Let me get the wheel. Right, so here we go again. We've lost to Brentford, which means we need a punishment against Chelsea. I hate to think what this is going to be. I kind of want it to be the straight and narrow one again. What's that one going to be? All-out defence. That is Grimmy's punishment. Grimmy, take it away.
Hi Bragster, I've heard that you need a little assistance with your new FM save over on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And you need some punishments. Now, for me personally, I find it very difficult to give bad karma or juju to anyone, so I'm going to keep it fairly simple. Based on the fact that I've seen you draft a number of times and you are terrible at defending, I feel like it would be very poignant if we helped your team's mentality out in terms of how they deal with any sort of defensive issues. So rather than going all out attack, I think what we should do is make your team go very defensive for 3 games. Let's give it 3 games, I think, to help your team out defensively when they're leaking goals left, right and centre, like they inevitably will be if you believe the chatter of FM23 and all that stuff. So yeah, I hope that's helped out, bud. And yeah, good luck.
It's quite apt, really, this punishment. I need to go very defensive for 3 games. And you're probably wondering, what are those 3 games? Well, the first 2 of those are Chelsea and Arsenal. The next 2 matches, which, to be honest with you, going very defensive isn't the worst thing in the world for me, mentality-wise. But it is when it happens against Bournemouth. Bournemouth, who are 19th in the league. Because that Bournemouth-Nottingham Forest combo is going to be a perfect combo, hopefully, for me to get back on track. But that can't happen if I'm going very defensive against them. So for the next 3 games, the next 2 being Chelsea and Arsenal in the next episode, I need to be very defensive. If you have enjoyed this video, this very topsy-turvy video, make sure to hit that like button. Do comment anything down below. And if you're new here, please do subscribe so you do not miss an episode. And I shall see all of you in the next video. See ya! I can't believe I lost to Brentford. I genuinely believed I was going to win that. I had no question in my mind.